I'm here to talk to you about the Rex begonia, Begonia Rex Cortorum. Okay, and Begonia Rex comes in a bunch of different varieties, but they all follow. And so this one is probably the Cortorum, and this may be another variety. And I would call this a medium plant. And some of you guys out there would disagree with me and call it a hard plant. And I'm almost there with you. I really want to call this a hard plant. But I'm going to tell you why I think this is a medium-sized plant. And you should not get this plant. I'm going to just say this is an intermediate plant. Don't get it if you're a beginner. Don't get it if you're a novelist and you're dabbing in it. If you watch this channel long enough, you have seen me kill several of these. And it was just determination because I think it's just such a beautiful plant. And they're very inexpensive. And I really, really wanted them. So I kept buying them. Now, this is what you need to know. This is why I consider this. These plants can be very, very difficult. They're very easy to kill. And so, that's why some people would say, well, this is probably a hard plant. And I'm going to say it's not a hard plant. There's just certain things you should avoid doing to this plant when you first get it. First of all, leave it in this nursery pot. I know you're thinking, wow, you have it. Yeah, I have. I have learned the hard way that I need to see this begonia wrap around itself where it is forcing itself out of the pot before I can change it. Same thing with this one, still in its nursery pot. Okay, both of these plants need to be watered right now, and I haven't watered them because I want you to see the telltale signs when it needs to be watered. For one, it needs to be on a weekly schedule. I think these plants drink a lot of water, especially in their growing season, but you can only water this about once a week. And if you look, you see how the leaves at the bottom are droopy a little bit. This is your first tell sign that this needs some water. But like I said, water it once a week, 7 days. Leave it go away. Don't water it again. Same thing with this one. They're high humidity plants, so you can place these in your bathroom, place them around a humidity. Here's the thing though, I've discovered that humidity needs to be around them in the air. They don't necessarily have to have a humidifier blowing directly on them. In fact, I wouldn't recommend that. But if you do have a humidifier, keep it in the same room with it and probably just place it, maybe it's about in a small room, you know, not a living room or a dining room, but maybe have a designated plant of spare bedroom that you turned into your designated plant room. And that size of a room, then you can probably keep it from within 3 to 4 feet. You can definitely group these. Group these are great. These are great terrarium plants. I have one that I just took out of a terrarium. Very excellent. They grow crazy in there. That humidity is just exactly what they like in there. But you can have them indoor and outdoor. This plant has been outdoor all spring and summer long so far, and it's going to continue to be outdoor on my patio. It sits in a shaded area, and it gets watered once a week. And I live in South Carolina, so it's always humid. It's humid in the air, so it has a gradual build up to no humidity, and then about 12 noon, while it's still in a shady area, it's getting all the humidity that it loves. And it's in its growing season right now, and you can see some newbies in there. Right in there, you got some newbies trying to come through. So it does like it out there. It is sitting in a group of other plants to help it with this humidity, and I keep a temperature on. I keep a humidifier gauge out there so it can tell me. So even with this group, it always has a humidity around 60% at least, and probably as high as, well, it's gone up as high as 100% humidity sometimes, but high 90s. Now, this one stays in the house. It has never been outside. It is in a large, bright room. It has sat on my landing on my stairs, and now it is in my large plant room, my media plant room, and it stays in there, and it's in that big bright room. It's grouped with other plants, and it gets its humidity there. I do not run my humidifier in that room until winter. and it's a Vicks humidifier. And when wintertime comes and the air is a little bit more drier here, then it gets that. Most of the time it just stays in some grouping. And I place, which I forgot to do today again, I place rocks in the bottom of this, and at the very bottom of it, I give it a very little amount of water. So this is a very high humidity plant. And I just broke a leaf. One other thing you need to know about this plant is it's in its growing season now, and that's another reason why I haven't watered it, because I need to fertilize it. This plant will grow crazy mad with fertilizing. So, and I really will only fertilize this plant now. And I've done a lot of research on these, and I've seen that to be true. I've given this plenty of water, I've given it plenty of humidity, but this is also a problem plant. This plant likes to be top heavy. It does need to be a little root bound. Even when you decide to repot your plant, I would repot in a smaller container. Like, do not, you could probably repot. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This plant will probably grow big, and you would need to repot it by simply replacing the soil and then putting the root system right back in this nursery container. I know, you're like, what? That don't make sense. I know, but it really does like to be top heavy. So when you keep that in mind, you do not have to grow up right away. Wait for this plant. It will tell you when it needs to grow up. So this is why I would say this is a medium plant, because really, there's things you got to remember to do. Don't take it out of its container. I've killed many plants by repotting them. Leave it in the container. So when you bring it home, leave it in what you got it in. Water it once a week. We're doing that for all of our plants anyway, for the most part. Thirdly, and this is why it's a medium plant, it needs humidity. It needs a humidity, a lot of humidity. You can accomplish that if you live in a dry climate by sticking this in your bathroom. So every day when you take a shower or you take a bath, it's humidity. You know, you get in the tub and you're taking your bath in this hot water, you know, if you have your begonias in there, this is going to sound gross, but don't empty out your bathtub. It'll get plenty of humidity just from that evaporating. You know, so it's I mean, like, you can put it in your bathroom and forget it. My plants did not, my begonia rex do not do great in my bathroom, and I don't, I want to say I don't know why, but I think I kind of do. It's a lot of, I don't think it's enough humidity because the bathroom in my house, yeah, it gets used once or twice a day, but I live in a very humid environment, and this plant stays outside, and it's getting more humid than it's getting more humidity than what it's from me taking a shower once a day. So it's just, it's really just, it's not enough humidity in my bathroom for it. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. But my begonias do not like the bathroom. They don't go in there. Both of them stay outside in humid weather for the summer, and I will not bring it back in the house until fall, because I just gradually want it to adapt to cooler temperatures. This one will never go outside. It won't. Look how beautiful it is. Look how full it is. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. This one is in a 2-inch pot. And this one, I believe, is in a 4-inch pot. This one will stay here for a very long time. This one, if it does upsize, I will upsize to a 4-inch pot, but I am in no hurry to do this. Like, it's going to grow. I'm just going to watch to see how they do over this growing season. So propagating this plant is very easy. You can propagate this plant by dividing it, and it will propagate. You can, and that's probably the best way. Fastest growing way I've seen this plant grow is in a terrarium. They do awesome in terrarium because of the high humidity. Fertilize it. Is it safe for animals? I'm going to have to let you know because I need to go to work. So I guess I'll be filming more. So see you tonight. Bye. Okay, 3 days later. I'm back. Life happened. I'm sorry. But we're just going to jump back into this. Okay, so Rex begonia. The Rex begonias. Is it poisonous to animals? Yes. It is. It is toxic to your pets, your cats, your dogs, and horses. But it is. But it is not the leaves that are the most dangerous part. It's really the roots. If your dog. So if you have a digger, and I think I do, you would just want to keep. I would just keep the plant away from it. But other than that, you should be okay. Like I said, though, I would not say this is a hard plant. This is an intermediate plant, and I do not recommend this plant for beginners. But I do recommend this plant. I'm doing a little pruning here. I do recommend this plant if you have been, you've been having plants for a while, outdoor plants, and of course, if you're an expert, I'm not, but you may be, of course. I wouldn't say this is a finicky plant, though. I would not. I don't think this is a finicky plant. I did, and that's why I'm saying it's intermediate. I think the best thing you can do for it is just leave it in the nursery pot for as long as you can, and then when you repot it, do not upsize very large. Like, don't go up anymore. I would say just go up an inch at a time. But other than that, these are great outdoor plants. You just need to keep them in a shady area, and you can keep these out on your porch or your window baskets, and they do really great indoor. So yeah, I've killed a bunch of these to get to this point. And if I can keep my Rex begonias alive, so can you. And I am finally able to keep them alive. So the next plant that we're going to talk about are hard plants. Plants that I consider are hard. And yeah, don't get them if you don't want them. All right, bye.